in kind of a susupti. Then D is a devotion. Whenever we listen to the talk, Sravanam, we need to make a Mananam. After that, Nididhasanam. These are the three required things that. So today we are given a talk on Dharma. You all know what is Dharma. In a sense, Dharma is to uphold, to support, to sustain. Just to give an example is, now we are sitting on earth in a chair. Our Mother Earth is rotating 1000 miles per hour around itself. Then it is also going around the sun 24,000 miles per hour. Did you feel any? Stira. We already know that the earth is telling us our personality, our person and everything is stira and stita to begin with. Now, not only that, I am proud of being a Hindu. Reason is because the Dharma, which is like a coin, which has a head and tail. It was easy for me to tell the youth this morning, but it's hard for me to tell us to understand that. But it's the point I was making is this coin quarter has a head and tail. If missing one, it does not make sense. This is invalid. Likewise, Dharma has two sides. The Dharma has two sides. One side is called Rita, natural law. And then second side is called Satya, which is the truth. Then when you do that, the coin type of Dharma is defined like that. Dharma as it is Rita and Satya. Now go back this to the ancient period, which we call Vedic period, known Vedic period, because it is eternal. So this Dharma was there ever, eternal. And how did it present it? Then if you see that, you all know Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tat Savitar Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya. You all know there are 24 letters, aksharas in that one. That 24 letters are the ones which are inscribed in Dharma. You will be surprised just to correlate this one. Is our own national flag, India flag, as a chakra which has a 24 spokes in it. And the 24 spokes were there even before Ashoka put as a virtues, 24 virtues. But these 24 letters were the one which is the Gayatri Mantra Aksharas. And this whole universe, everything was made out of these 24s. This is a Adi Mantra, this is a universal mantra, doesn't have any religion, sect and sectarian attitude this. And these 24 letters are the reason why Dharma Chakra has these 24 spokes. We are going to talk about the attributes, which is the 10 of the Dharma, but I would like to go back to that, the importance of that, why I am proud of the Hinduism, is that this mantra, 24 letters, we club that letters into Ramayana, the great epic, which we call Adi Kavi is a Valmiki, and Adi Kavyam is the Ramayana. Ramayana has a 24,000 verses. You will be surprised. Go and check it. I want to disclaim myself. I am not a Sanskrit scholar. I can read it, but I am not fluent in talking. My knowledge is a drop in the ocean. But by looking into that knowledge and again, this Ramayana 24,000 verses. Each 1,000 verses was started by one word of the Gayatri Mantra. That one letter of the Gayatri Mantra. Sequentially. So this 24 letters of Gayatri Mantra already imbibed into the Ramayana. Not only that, then just to give why I am again saying proud to be Hindu. And you know in Ramayana you have how many characters? Ram Parivar consists how many persons? Ram Parivar? 4 of them. And that includes Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, Hanuman. But there is one person missing in that, is Ravana. And you will be surprised that one. There is a lot of controversy when we talk about. But the essential, esoteric, imbibed meaning of the Ramayana is that the 24,000 verses is that if you plug these names into that Atma, we are Brahman, we are Atma, Atma is one, self in me, self in all. So this entire Ramayana is given esoteric meaning in the entire Ramayana characters, those 5. How? Let's see, the Rama is the self, but self is conditioned because it is Nama Rupa. Self is unconditioned, and you know Atma is indestructible, unbeatable, and all those things, you know that. So Rama, when it is personified, the self was personified, it is called as Atma, but conditioned. Conditioned with what? Married to the mind. Who is the mind? Sita. Self, married to the mind, conditioned. So mind is Chanchala. So when the mind is Chanchala, when Rama came out of Dasharatha, Dasharatha is the 5 sense Jnanendriyas and also 5 Karmendriyas. So Dasharatha. So he came out of that into Ayodhya. So Rama, as a personification of the self, came to the 10 senses, which is the Dasharatha, who is in control of those 10 senses. Then when he came out of that one into the Ayodhya, no conflict. Ayodhya is no conflict. Then he married the Sita, which is the mind, that's why conditioned. And according to Satya and Rita, the drama takes place now. So mind goes, the mind of the Dasharatha, Kaikeyi, all those things put aside. We talk about only these 5 roles. So he was sent to the forest. Forest means samsara. Ayodhya is no conflict one, which is when the Rita and Satya is taking place. So when it went into the forest, the mind is Chanchala. She looks, Sita looks for Maya, deer. Anybody believes that there is a lady made of gold? Does not run. Rama does not know that, but it's the mind depiction that's always a desire goes outward. So now when it is outward, who is with him? The Atma, Dharma. Dharma is always with them. That is Lakshmana. Never leaves the Atma, Dharma. So Dharma is there always, Lakshmana is there. Even when he was called to see what is happening when the Maricha or Maya took place, that Lakshmana, Jesus Lakshmana Rekha, don't cross that. Tells the mind. So didn't listen, went to the Maya, and when the Maya took place, who happened? Who came? How did it end? Ego came. Ego is the Ravana. Ravana comes and scans the mind. Mind where? Across the rivers, across the ocean, to the Lanka. Lanka is the human body. So in the human body, Lanka is there. In that one, now Sita, the mind is with the ego. That is me, it's mine, I do, that's desires, all those things. Then it was there under Ashoka. Ashoka tree. See, Ashoka Vana is nothing but Shoka is the dukkha, but the mind with the Atma connection always thinks about that. There is no Shoka for the Atma, but that's why always sits down till the wisdom takes place, which is the intellect, which is that one. Hanuman. Hanuman will take the wisdom, that wisdom will sit down and gathers all the thoughts. Monkeys is but nothing but man and key, monkeys. All these thoughts come together, concentrated under Hanuman, which is the wisdom, with the help of Sugriva And before they put all the things together, they have to kill the Wali. Wali is what? Wali is a kind of greed. So you have to take out the greed, put the thoughts together, concentrate, Hanuman crosses, and it takes, with the intellect you can do a lot of things and brings, and then with that help, Atma defeats the ego, kills the ego, brings the mind, purifies by the fire and one, comes back, and Rama, Pattabhishek, breakthrough from Raja takes place. That's the esoteric meaning of that one. And this one is Dharma is a part of that, is the creation, and Dharma is nothing but Atma. So we are talking about Dharma is Atma. So we are learning about that Atma is that it is, kind of self-realization. So we can do any attributes. Likewise, the chakras, we talked about 24 spokes on that one. So not only that, I'm also proud of that. Before we go into the three attributes, I'm also proud because being a Hindu is because we have over the period, over the ages, eternal. Veda is Apaurushaya. Veda was not written by anybody or told by somebody. Veda was Apaurushaya and it was only one. Veda is only one in the beginning. Everywhere, pervading on that. So Vedavasa took them, categorized, divided. Because divided, it became the Vedavasa, and he divided it into four, including the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, four Vedas. Now nobody understood on that. So then he has to give that knowledge, important knowledge to the various wise people at the time. And before this Kali Yuga started, in Dwapara Yuga, before that Treta Yuga, before that Satya Yuga, when this circulation of all this knowledge only by Karna Parampara, that is only by mouth, word of mouth. There was no written word before that one. The Vedavasa is the first time that he put it into the written form. But he did not, and then as the time goes on, nobody understood. Then what did they do? He wrote Mahabharata. Then still people did not understand. Then he had to write Puranas. Then many kavyas and other things. All of them are to explain that. Now why should I believe this? Because I didn't, how come this Veda was Apaurushaya, it is always eternal, and it is our holy book. How do I believe that? Just, I will finish up this one before we go into our subject. If you take the Rig Veda alone itself, it has 1080 slokas. 1080 slokas. Approximately one or two variations of the books are there. Then you have 10,800. 10,800 the sentences. Then you break the sentences, you look into that words, you have 1,54,000 or whatever the calculation, 1,54,000 are the words, padas. Then you count the letters, aksharas, just like 24 letters in the our Gita, the Gayatri Mantra, you have 4,32,000 letters, aksharas. You know what is that one? 4,32,000 is the number, is the time period of Kali Yuga. And that Kali Yuga is the one Veda tells that this Kali Yuga. Then if you, two of the Kali Yugas is the Dwapara, three is the Treta, and Satya Yuga is the four. If you make them together, and that's called one Mahayuga. And if Mahayuga also converted into 1,000 Mahayugas, that is a one day of Brahma. You know what is the value of that one? 4.32 billion years. Now we calculate it, he lives for 100 years, and calculate that one, and the universe time, when the Brahma, started, this universe started, that is 311.0459 so and so, and then you do that 1 year of Brahma is the pi value, pi. You know the pi value? That is the diameter to the circumference, that is the pi value. Science has proven that we are in the middle of that universe. Now, who denies this knowledge? And that's why there is a great kind of Mahavakyas, 4 Mahavakyas, that when we say that everything that is there out in the world is there in the Vedas, and which is not in the Veda is not there anywhere. And that's why I'm proud of this, being a Hindu on that. With that introduction on that one, it's a rather long introduction, sorry. We would like to say Dharma. Dharma is denoted over the periods from Veda, Upanishads, down to our Kali Yuga. It has been noted in a different dharmas. You all know Sanatana Dharma is the original one. We belong to the Sanatana Dharma, which doesn't have any religion. It is an eternal religion. Dharma, we know the definition. And then after the Sanatana Dharma, we are called as a Hindu Dharma. We are following Hindu Dharma, which is only recent onset. Then not only that, over the Hindu Dharma, as we are dividing the society, we have Varnashram Dharma. Then we also have Samanya Dharma, whichever the Varna does not fall into, because untouchables, untouchable means who are not following in this Varnashram Dharma, they are called untouchables, not in the sense of the caste system. So we have various dharmas, and particularly the Sanatana Dharma, Hindu Dharma, and then you have Varnashram Dharma, then we have Samanya Dharma. And every of them have mnemonics, they have easy to remember. Those days they have put in the Brahma Sutras. Only one sentence, every information will be there. You all know Brahma Sutras have a 555 sutras. Each sutra is a what we call a mutyam, and you can know that. So they put on those things. But in order to understand, when I said I am being a Hindu and also proud of the Hindu is, what are the core values? Why you are a Hindu? And why you are called a Hindu? Somebody asked. I was telling the kids, and one kid posed a question this morning. Sir, what is the difference between the knowledge and the intelligence? Look at her. She was, probably what grade I don't know, very little girl. What's the difference between knowledge and intelligence? In the other sense, wisdom. Jnana Vijnana Yoga, that we know, you have read in the Bhagavad Gita. So the difference is that if you need to know, being a Hindu and proud of Hindu, we need to be able to disclose to others why I am Hindu. The one Hindu has 5 letters and the Dharma has 6 letters. Then if you can translate that one, entire Hinduism, entire Sanatana Dharma, not entire Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism can be explained. Sanatana Dharma has much more in that one. But Hindu Dharma, let me just give you that what the core values are, and it includes everything. H for harmony of religions. We don't discriminate everything. We want to be harmony with all the religions. I for incarnation, N for non-violence, D for doctrine of karma, U for unity of existence. This is a Hindu, and this is universal value. Then Dharma, D for Dharma, and H for humanism. Being a human, we are different from the animals because they have the natural instinct. They are born, eat, sleep, and that's it. They have natural instinct. You can't ask the cow or the tiger. Cow, you can ask cow to eat the meat, or the tiger, or vice versa. So they have an instinct, but we have a humanism. So Dharma, then you have humanism, then A for Atma, that is there, the individual, conditioned Atma, like a Rama. Then you have our reality. Behind the Atma, that is a shadow of that, the Atma, which is not conditioned one. That is the reality. Then M for Moksha, entire human life. Out of 84 lakhs, 8.4 million species of those 4 divisions, which all know that. I don't want to bombard with this, kind of thing, but divisions of those things, we are 84 lakh species in this universe. And out of that, some are born from the womb, which are called Jarayuja, some of them born on the Andaja, which is the egg, and some of them born from the Utpija, and from the earth, all the trees and other things. Some of them are born from Svedaja, sweat. You put bananas in your home, the flies come by itself. Where they come? From the sweat. Like that 84 lakhs. Out of that 84 lakhs, you have 400,000 are human species. And in that human species, we know, scientists know only probably 1,000. But 400,000 species, they can categorize those days. And then also they calculated everything on that. So with the 84,000 of species being born as a human being, it's a boon itself, manushyatvam. Once you have a manushyatvam, that is, you born as a human being is a boon. Then after that, if you have a kind of mukshatvam, if you have a keen interest to know who are you, because we have to ask 3 questions. Because being a human, you have a choice of thinking and you have a choice of action. So you have to ask the question, who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going from here? So these 3 questions you ask, right? That's being born as a human being, that you need to know why you are here and you need to have that kind of knowledge of it. Now, these things have been not just haphazardly told, that in the kind of dharma evaluation from the Veda to the present period with the do's and don'ts, if you take into our Patanjali, that Dasha Niyamaval, Yama Niyamas, Yama Niyama Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These are the Ashtanga Yoga. And that itself, Yama Niyama itself has 10 codes. So the 10, if you plug into the 10 commandments of Moses, they are no different. And that is the only fraction, Yama, equal to Yama, Niyama, knowledge of Abrahamic religions, which you know Abrahamic religions is Christianity, Muslim and Judaism. And ours is a non-Abrahamic religion. We call Vedic religion. And then even if you look into that, you know, somebody says he is a fanatic and looking into that, making up the things. But the Abrahamic religion started with who? Abraham and Sarah. Abraham, you take out the A, it's a Brahman. And then Sarah, you take out the Saraswati. And then these all a made-up story to make them understand. I am not denying their teachings. Their teaching is the same as in Vedas. But I say the Vedas are eternal, but it is a man-made. This is the Apurvishaya. So if you plug all these things, Dashavatara, if you take the Dashavatara, I am talking about this Dharma, how they evaluate it. Dashavataram, if you take it from Matsyavatara to the Kalkyavatara, it is nothing but human evolution of the consciousness. Starting with the water and making into the human being, starting from Rama to Krishna to the Balarama to Krishna to the Kalki. These are all human evolution. And you start seeing where it started with the fish, to the amphibians, to the animals, you know, with the combined animal instinct and human instinct of Narasimha. After that, the dwarf mind of the Vamana, and then he still three steps. 3 steps are because of what? Because he is more obsessed with all the vector, the manifested word. So 3 words he controls, but he is God in this knowledge on that. So now, then after that, there is the evolution of the agriculture and farming and the equipments, and then you go into the Bhagavad Gita, you have kind of political, you know, all things, everything was there. And all these rishis and realized persons, they have not only this knowledge, they have all other knowledge included, including the scientific. That's why I, being in a medical profession, always say that discover and research is nothing but whatever we lost is the research. We lost it, we are searching again. And whatever to discover, whatever is covered, we are discovering that one. These are covered knowledge and lost knowledge. Everybody is getting is the scientist. Whereas, sorry. Whereas our knowledge, ours is a knowledge based, there is a faith based. Why I am discriminating this one? Again, depending upon the Kala, Desha, over from Satyayuga to the Kali Yuga, memory was dwindling, and there is a migration of the people because of the ice age and all those things. And then you all know, the human evolution started and where it was born, how many, millions of years ago. All those things we know. This knowledge has been based upon the Vedic knowledge, whereas all the religions that came afterwards, including the Hinduism, is a faith-based one. Hinduism if it is not practiced in concurrence with the Sanatana Dharma, then it is not a Sanatana eternal religion. It is also just like other religions with all the blind faiths and everything. I am Hindu because in terms of the Sanatana Dharma. So if you practice that one, Hindu Dharma and Sanatana Dharma, that's when we need to understand these three things is today that we are talking about is the attributes. I think I was given responsibility to discuss about these three topics. One is the Vidya, other one is the Akrodha and Satyam. So as we know, everything was put in the capsule form. So these attributes also, they said Dhruti, Kshama, Dhamma, Asteya, Saucha, Indriya Nigraha, Dhi, Vidya, Satyam, Akrodha. This is 10. Dasha, Lakshana. This is the 10 qualities or attributes of the Dharma. Now, I was given talk as given responsibility about the Vidya. First one, we all know what is Vidya. That you all know in the greatest book on the earth, a bridged one, essence of all Upanishads, is the Bhagavad Gita, having 7,000 verses and 18 chapters, and each one divided and all of them in a row, 6 type of thing. So with that knowledge, one of the things, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, he explains beautifully, Lord Krishna. And that is, knowledge is the power. And knowledge, if you plug into backwards, knowledge is nothing but Brahman. And avidya, ignorance is Maya and Ishvara, which is all that Bhagavan play. So Bhagavan play is a drama and we are playing as a part. That's all the knowledge we are, now we are here in this camp, we are playing our part. But actually the knowledge is itself is the Brahman. So in this one, as we talked about is, whenever we cross the river, when we want to cross the river, we need to have a knowledge of that. How do we cross it? Let's say river, Saraswati river used to be 10, they say it was about 1,000 miles apart, 1,000 miles diameter at the time. Various evidences are there. It was dried up now, the Saraswati, but once upon a time, it's a big river. Let's say you want to cross that river. What do you need? You need various kind of, the instruments or body vehicles. So likewise, like you may go by boat, you may go by, any means. You may also fly, and you may also go into all these things. But knowledge, you need to apply according to your own body vehicle. What you have out of that, and then you also need to be knowing how do we cross that river on that. So in the samsara also, you need to realize what body has, what kind of knowledge on that. Now, just also hidden knowledge will be there. Once your knowledge is there, you have to apply it with the wisdom. And then Akrodha. Akrodha is the anger. Anger is one part of that, is the worst quality that we can have. They say lust, anger and greed, lag. If you lag, you go to the hell. And if you have other things, that 4 of the other qualities, you will go to the heaven. That we are not going to go into the details of that. And Akrodha, you all know that. You need to have control on that one, Krodha, because the fear, the anger was not just, you are putting in the pocket. And you need to control that whenever it outbursts on that one. And it did. Perfect example was Lord Krishna when he was tolerating all those things from the Shishupala. And the last one is the Satyam. Satyam Buddha. Vada. Satyam Buddha Dharmam Chara. Those are the classical thing of that. So you know that Satya is one attribute of Dharma. Rita is other attribute. So essentially, as a fire nature is giving the light and warmth. Likewise, the Dharma has the Rita, natural law, because everything is given by the God, and then you have to follow the Satya. You follow the Rita and you follow Satya. But these two, having knowledge about only those two does not help you. You need to have a karma. You have to do the prajna. Unless you act, nothing. You can take anything to the water, but no, you cannot make them to drink. You can give anything to your children up to the mouth, spoon fed, unless they swallow, they don't know. They don't get the nutrition and they don't taste it on that one. So that is the most important part of that. Satya is ever forever, and Satyam is the one of the personification of Dharma, and Dharma is nothing but self. So that self and non-self knowledge is the essence of all these Vedas and Upanishads and all those things. Come to our own even class with the 10 attributes of Dharma is nothing but telling about Atma. Atma is the one, God is one. It's not one God, two God, three God. Everything is God. There is only God, and we are self in me and self in all. That when you realize that one, you don't have any krodham, you don't have any jealousy, kama, krodham, moha, machis, all those things won't be there, because you are realizing self in you, self in me. We only have a different costumes. That's why we are. And with that, I will stop it. And if you have any questions, thank you.
Thank you, Chandra ji. So I'm going to hand the mic to anybody who has questions. Ajay, would you please come and help?
It's already off.
Perspective on human evolutions. So does it mean what you said, trying to say, except for Vedas, everything else is fiction, including the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Abrahamic religions, and everything is man-made?
No, it is not man-made. It is a personification of those things to make the people understand, but it is history, it is happening. But we need to understand the meaning behind why the personification is. Ramayana was written because it was a history, it was real. But people are stuck with the only, let me give you a simple example. There is only 6 kandas in the Ramayana. 7th kanda was Uttarakanda. See, it ends with the Patabhishekam, but after that you know that because some Dhobiwala has doubted his wife, says I am not Rama, then like Rama to take. So Rama, sending the Sita again, that's all fiction. But up to that, the end of the story and everything is. So fiction took place later on, but Ramayana, Mahabharata is actually happened. We have a satellitic, geographical, astrological, everything, evidence is there. Even they found the ground Dwaraka city. We have the what we call Vantana, the bridge. All those things are there. It's happened. So it's not fiction. What I was telling about this Atma, Dharma, it is the esoteric meaning behind that. If we climb the ladder over that one, then we'll understand why they told. So that live like a Rama means the meaning behind that one, why you should do that. So it is not fiction. So we need to understand that is called Vijnana. Jnana is what we have all the history, but Vijnana is understanding the meaning behind that. Thank you.
Dr. Reddy, you said you are proud of the Snapper.
Mic closer.
But
We are not able to hear.
you said you are proud of the Snapper government. But as far as the Hindu Dharma or Hindu religion is concerned, it's more like it has become any other faith. So could you elaborate that, or
Yes.
you base something on the Hindu Dharma to become a Snapper Dharma again?
See, we have a temple, HTCI temple. I'm proud of that too. In the temple, if you see that, what kind of temple? Is it Shiva temple, Vaishnava temple, what kind of temple? It's called there are 4 divisions. So one is Vaishnava, Shiva and Shakta and Smarta. Smarta believes in both Karmakanda and Jnanakanda. So entire Dharma has also Karmakanda and Jnanakanda. Unless you do the karma, Dharma, so Dharma is the knowledge, Karma is the activity, right? So I said Hinduism is also faith-based, means most of the people stuck with the karma part of it, Karmakanda part of it. They don't go behind that. For example, in HTCI temple, we have, according to Stapatya Veda, by God's grace, this is the only temple in America, I don't know, even in India also. It's the only temple built on the Smarta according to Stapatya Veda, because I tell you what, we do the Panchayajna knowingly, unknowingly. When you enter, left side is Vinayaka, very first one. First of all, when you enter into that, you see already Vishwarupa, everything is me. You are all in me, but I am not in you. Atma, you are all me, but I am not in you type of Lord Krishna thinking. You see the Vishwarupam, already you know. Enter, you have Manushya Yajna, because you have Vinayaka, which is the head is the animal and body is the human being. Because that is called Manushya Yajna. And then you go into the Devi, Durga Devi, that is Matru and Pitru Yajna. Then you have a center, which is the Guru, Adi Guru. He is Dakshinamurti, Shiva, Linga, whatever you call it. Guru Yajna. Then on the left side that, Lord Venkateshwara is Daiva Yajna. Then you come into the ninth planet, that is the sun, that is Bhuta Yajna. You are knowingly, unknowingly, you are already doing this Pancha Yajna, which is a part of your life on that. And we all made the 5 elements. So the knowledge, why I am telling, even lot of Hindus were struck to the more Karma Kanda, not understanding the Jnana Kanda behind that, not understanding the Dharma meaning on that. Dharma could be very good and all those things, but we need to have the knowledge before. So what we do, we go to the temples to pray to get something. But our whole intention of the human being is to get the moksha. Because in samsara there is only transient happiness, there is no permanent happiness. So you are the permanent happiness, you are the blissful, Sat Chit Ananda, you are that. But you are searching outside. So I told that one because the Hinduism is also faith-based one if they lack the knowledge. And you are all now, with the knowledge, we are Sanatana Dharmis for practicing Hindu Dharma, that's okay. When you practice with the knowledge, along with the Karma Kanda, I am a true Hindu.
Thank you.
And as you see, it was not by accident. That's for your information.
Anybody else? One thing is this knowledge, correct? I think whatever knowledge you say is very difficult for a common person to understand. But how can it for a simple person to live as a Hindu? What do you think your thoughts and what if they do, you see that they are living and be proud to be Hindu in simple terms?
Being a Hindu, you don't have to be highly educated, read the scripture, know the philosophy. If you go in the Hindutva, that dharmic value is already imbibed in that. So for the people who don't know, we cannot read it, we cannot do that. In this Kali-yuga, there are 3 places how we can acquire knowledge. One is the scriptures. Whatever the scriptures being told by the gurus and other things and saints, we can listen to them. Shravanam is the greatest worship. Because we don't read it, we can hear wherever we are. The second one is satsangas. Like our communities, we can have satsangas. Everybody is a teacher. There are 24 people. Everybody is a teacher. There are that Avaduta has 24 teachers from the nature. So everybody is a teacher. I am a teacher from my wife is my teacher, and kids are our teachers, vice versa. So learn from the satsanga. So make sure that whenever you are in the satsanga, you are automatically imbibing that knowledge. That's how our kids, even though they are born and raised here, even though they don't go to the temple, they are already Hindutva because you are living in that. That's one point I'm talking about is, I know, I was talking to the Balagokulam, the organizers, that parents like us, we demand our children, hey, you do this. Just like the oncologist asking the patient family not to smoke because you get the lung cancer, but I'm smoking. So parents have to practice what they are teaching. Whether they learn it, whether they do it, that is their dharma. That you cannot do. Telling is your dharma. So that is one of the things. So satsanga is the second one. And of course, going into the third one is temples. Temples are the congregations. There is a course because more and more mantras. Mantra has its own. Even if you don't know the meaning, mantra has the vibrations, wavelength. Scientists have proven that when you go to a movie, when you have sad music, you cry. When you have a joke, you will laugh, right? So what did you understand with that Shabda alone? So, but our mantras, particularly Gayatri mantra, if you utter, chant that one, it has its own power, whether you understand it or not.
In Vedas and Mahabharata and Ramayana.
Casteism was there right from the beginning, not in the caste system, no. It is called Varnashram. It was imbibed, even from the Vedic times. The Vedic times, it was there. So right now, we are not following that Varnashram Dharma, but we have man-made kind of selfishness taking place on that. Varnashram Dharma is a must. Without Varnashram Dharma, society cannot sustain. Like this USA, even though they didn't hear about the Varna or caste system, they are following the caste system. The reason is that there are people who are in the corporate level, kind of Vaishyas, who are in the king, Kshatriya levels at the White House and the political leaders, all those things. You have the Shudras, which are day-to-day or plumbers and other things, and you have all this, and the Brahmanas are there. Brahmanas are all those rishis. What do you know, Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs, he had gone, he was lost himself, he wanted to know himself, who am I? Look at the result of that. Today, Apple is a $1 trillion company, and behind that one is the intuition by the Steve Jobs. Who is he? He's a Brahmana. He's a Brahmana. The people who have a knowledge and other things who are important to that one, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas are there. So this is the thing which is perverted version that is in India, unfortunate, that because of the Kala dosha, Desha dosha, we don't know.
The only difference is that
it's not on, I think. No.
By knowing your profession, my question to you, Lava, we train or gain the knowledge, but always something we don't have time. So how you can manage your time to find the time to spend this?
Those three places. I used to go to those three.
Will you repeat the question?
Being in a medical profession, how did you try to get this knowledge, which is a drop in the ocean, as I said? How did you get that one? Is because right from the beginning, I was involved with my mother used to take me to the Hanuman temple, where we built the Hanuman temple in our memory in our village. And then we used to attend the bhajanas and satsang. Now going to the temples and reading whenever we have time in the morning. Most sattvic hours is between the 4 to 6 hours. So I used to wake up, even still now, wake up at 4 o'clock, 4 to 6, do Swadhyaya. You do that, read, and then repetition. And Swami Dayananda Swami, who is my guru, who gave the mantra Upadesha for me, is there. Even if you don't know, fake it to make it. More repetition, you do the same thing, you will become that. Thank you.